contractor has skill specification and
I think you get lost. Hello? Is it me that I'm not seeing him or everyone?
Yeah, I think we lost him. I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Can anybody not hear him? I've lost him.
Okay. So
Our safety is on. Worst terrible, mentally terrible. Staff can terrible. What's going to stop us? Fixing some kind of support. Send in the eggs.
It was neutral.
What?
Eddie, if it's controlled by moral people, then it'll be moral.
Let me try and call him.
okay, yeah, let's go see if okay, what do we do? Get lost. So I think we need to wait for him to finish so that we will ask some questions and answers. Okay.
I'm of the opinion that we can continue with other
Issue
items on
after
the agenda. When we come back, we will continue.
continue. Okay. So we'll leave the question and answer and all those. And initially on the agenda, that's after technical paper presentation, there is presentation certificate to him. But now we'll go for the minutes of the meeting. I think secretary will go on so that we'll go for the.
Yeah, I've shared it on this. It's just my network is poor. I've shared the minute of meeting on the platform. It's a very poor network. Very, very poor network.
Challenge many are having. So let's see. Let's go there. Okay, we haven't seen. Is it on platform? You said it's not there.
Yes, it's not there because the network has not, my side has not made it delivered.
Okay, we are carrying it, but it's not going.
It has not been delivered.
Okay, I think if Doctor, if somebody can share it to the platform before he be able to.
No,
Yeah,
but
Dr. Okado, if you have it, please catch.
it's difficult from this end. I am of the opinion you can read it out so that we all, yes, I think that might be the best.
Let's see if let's go
You can do that.
through it.
That may
The see there. Trying to get it. Let's get it.
Please, just give me a minute. Let me walk away far away from here. Let me see if it will drop.
Okay. It will be better to have it on the platform too. Sorry. Okay. Okay, let's okay, I share it. The one I have on my, I share this one, but I will just put the other list again to follow up. Confirm you have seen it. Have you seen it? Okay. All right. So let's let me see. So Sec, is the secretary around? I think we can start with that one. Then we'll share the attendance list. There is another one attendance list. So let me just share it all so that it will be on the platform. trying to pick it off. The second. Please. Hello? So, Dr. Okandu, please, if you can, the absence of secretary around, if you can.
I can back. This thing, it has gone now. I had to go far away from there.
Okay.
Sorry, we are not seeing anything. We have joined, but we not seeing anything. Are you people still battling with the connectivity? This is Tolu speaking.
Tolu, sorry for the inconvenience. We are trying to share it, but you can pick it up on WhatsApp platform.
Yeah, it has been shared now.
All right. Okay.
It's been shared. I pick it up from there. It's been shared. I pick it up from there.
Okay. So, Sec, you can go ahead and read the minutes.
Good morning, everybody. Confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, good morning.
All right.
Good morning, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry, apologies for the network. Such a pain in the neck. All right, so thank you, the president, for the privilege to read this. The meeting we had in Warri on the 25th of September 2021 started around 11:39 with about 39 persons in attendance. The opening prayer was done by Engineer Edwin Okabonye. Then the safety moment was done by Mr. Festus Ureku, CSP. Safety moment, he said all members present. Okay, the safety moment was on building in case of emergency. Brief safety on building in case of emergency and other unplanned events. Further, we went to read recite the second stanza of the national anthem, which also was coordinated by the treasurer himself, Festus Ureku, CSP. Then our president went ahead to give the opening remark, saying that he expressed his gratitude towards everyone who made our time to be present, and also for us to be using the ASSP office for the first time for our monthly meeting, irrespective of the utilities and others that were lacking at that point in time. He also thanked those who came from far from Warri to attend the event. He therefore said that the main reason of the physical meeting is that the global world is gradually returning to physical meeting, and so therefore we ourselves also need to return to physical meeting. And the technical paper was done presented by Mr. Napodia, Ambassador Napodia, on behalf of Dr. Ukandu, and it was on the statistical analysis and the impact of road accidents in Nigeria. Details you can see on the minutes of meeting. After the technical presentation, There were a couple of questions and all that, which you can also see those details on the minutes of meeting. Then after that, introduction of attendees was the next on our agenda. Attendees introduced themselves and everyone got to know themselves better. Even the new ones that came around was also introduced. Then we further went to read the minutes of meeting of the first bimonthly meeting of this calendar year. And the minutes of meeting was done by the treasurer on behalf of the secretary. And it was adopted by, meeting was adopted by, Mr. Felix, Ambassador Felix Napodia, and seconded by Mrs. Angela CSP. Sorry if I murdered the name. Then after that, we went to matters arising. The president thanked everyone once again for the global PDC and for those who attended and all those who showed their participation from their location to virtually. And for us said that more those okay. Then Ambassador Napodia also, on behalf of those that did not travel, appreciated those that attended and informed that only Nigerian representatives, only Nigeria represented region IX. So Mrs. Angela also gave major highlights of the event, which were as follows, amongst other things. She said the level of reaching out to the diaspora members was very encouraging and impressive. There's also a high level of professionalism amongst Nigerian members. And Nigeria were always together in group at the event, which made the collaboration and synergy very rewarding. President reiterated the importance of knowledge sharing and advised members to always be part of it, as it is still on course. He also spoke about the new office and encouraged all members to always stop by and make use of the office and the e-library too. He also talked about the PDC. The PDC is starting in the month of March 2022 and encouraged members to start preparing towards the event. He also said he's requesting for members to be prepared for technical papers. President further emphasized that he made emphasis on the on membership drive by encouraging all members to encourage other friends and colleagues to join for the utmost benefit. He also spoke on the ASSP WhatsApp group, active and those on the grace period. He enjoyed everyone to renew their membership to continue to enjoy all the benefit accrued to all members. And presentation of certificates and appreciation was done. The president presented certificate to some deserving members for their support in various ways towards the growth and development of the society, noting that ASSP is a non-profit organization. AOB, the student president, appreciates the members for their support. He appealed to all members to be more committed to student members and therefore calling for support. The president, in his response, charged them to take advantage of the scholarship from the global. So after that, the date for the next meeting was announced, which was on the 20th of November 2021 by 10 a.m. in Lagos. The meeting was adjourned by Mr. Ernest Ogbe and then moved and seconded by Godwin Bema. Closing remark was done by Mr. President Shehu Kabir. His closing remark stated that he appreciated all members and thanked Wari members for the reception and participation. He therefore encouraged every member to join hands to move the society forward, while also reiterating strong collaboration and participation in all programs drawn out for members' benefit. So we ended by closing prayer by Edith Edo here. So that's the minutes of meeting. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Oh my God. Sorry, at what time did I lose you guys?
Sorry, Engineer Green, we lost you, and so we had to just go ahead.
Okay, but you follow through the slides, right?
Yeah.
No, we'll do that later on. Maybe
Okay.
the opposition will come back. We'll come back. To
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, colleagues, and Mr. President. Over to you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. And so the minute has been read, and the list is down. You can go to cross through the list for attendance, and also let's go for any correction for this minute. Let's check, and for those that were there, and even if there is any correction, let's go through it. I have a correction one place there for the heading. Nigerian chapter minute of inaugural ceremony / bi-monthly meeting. This was our second bi-monthly meeting. It wasn't the inaugural, because the first one we did in Abuja was the inaugural / bi-monthly meeting. So I think that inaugural should not be there, shouldn't be there. I don't know if there are any other place. There any place? Am I being heard? Hello?
Yes,
We can hear you.
Okay.
we can hear
All right,
you.
fine. So let's check if there is any correction for those that were there. Mr. Festus. Okay. So, Engineer Love, are you there? If you can recall if there is any correction, you were there before. Okay.
President,
So
Mr. Ashok, there's a comment on the comment box.
Okay.
Mr. Ashok wants to say something. He said, "Good morning from Kuwait. I would like to brief on 3 points with NCEC. He's advised anytime." Should we give him that opportunity now?
Yeah, let's give him quickly, because he's our global person. So let's just give him that.
Okay, Mr. Ashok, please.
Yes. Good morning to you all. Of course, anytime during the meeting, it's not immediately, but if it is okay, I can just want to brief on the 3 points. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Number one is, as you know, I'm a BCSP ambassador. BCSP is coming out with a global learning summit. Okay. And that summit is completely virtual, 100 hours of training programs. And they are inviting for the affiliates. Affiliates means you will be promoting the BCSP events, and they will create a special link for you. And if anybody registered through that link, the affiliate will get a $1.50. The total price for the event is $25. Very, very affordable. They have made it. Anybody can around the world it can attend. It is a completely virtual. So I already initiated a process with the Kuwait chapter. They already entered into a affiliate agreement. If Nigeria chapter would like to enter into an affiliate agreement with BCSP, I can facilitate that. Just send one email after this call so that I will connect with the concerned people. So whole of Africa, you can promote that link. Anybody joins with that link, you will get a $1.50, provided there is a clause. provided minimum registrations are 250. So that's one thing. If you want, I can arrange a special meeting with BCSP conference call. We can discuss on that. That is the first point. The second point is, as a BCSP ambassador, I can present virtually from Kuwait during the conference about the BCSP certifications, and whoever is attending that conference, they can get a $100 waiver in the application fees. So that is the second thing. And if it is virtual is allowed during the conference, I know it is going to be the face-to-face conference, but if you allow the virtual presentation, I can do that. That's the second point. And coming to the third point, you remember during the last year, I hosted a global OSHA training, 10 hours training. And if anybody wants to do the workshop during the conference, either pre or post, again virtual, I can do that also for the Nigerian chapter delegates. So I just wanted to highlight these things, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ashok. We really appreciate. That's why we are so proud of you that anytime there is anything that will impact into our chapter, you are there for us. And we really appreciate. And I remember the last year we had that OSHA training here, and we are still into that thinking, coming up with something so that we can liaise with you and make that one happen. It's just the constraint of time now. We came in and so many issues, but by next year, by God willing, before our PDC, we'll see how things will go on. And also for this one now, after our meeting now, you will be able to engage you so that we'll make it how it will be, and we'll share it among our members so that everybody can be able to, anybody that is interested can quickly align and join. We are looking toward that. Immediately after the meeting, we'll engage you so that we'll discuss the issue. Thank you very much. We appreciate.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a nice time. Thank you.
Educating chairman and Dr. Okandu, coordinator, you should take note of his presentation. Thank you.
Noted.
Right.
I would like to leave now, and thank you so much for the opportunity. Whenever you are comfortable, write to me. We will do the needful. Thank you.
No, thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. Bye.
So, hold on. Let's get back to the minute, adoption of a minute. Yeah. Hello? So, I have this network is somehow okay. So I'm talking about Nigerian chapter minute. The inaugural should not be there. I think after that one, is there any place that somebody can make any correction? If there is none, then we will just okay. Which means when I hear silent, no, nothing come up. So I'll move for adoption. A motion for adoption.
Sorry, President. This is Pablo.
Okay.
Listening to the minutes is saying the president said this, the president said that.
Okay.
So it gives the impression that is only the president who made the decisions. So the decision should be recorded as the decision of the entire House and not that of the president. So that's just my correction. Thank you.
That's very good. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we should take note. Yeah. Thank you. So Secretary should take note. Hold on. We appreciate that. Any other person? Okay, motion for adoption in the absence of any correction. Hello? Can anybody? Is Mr. Festus around?
Mr. President, since nobody is speaking up or saying any other thing with respect to observation, so I move that motion. Let's go ahead, please.
That's good. Okay.
So, Mr. President, I accept your and second that motion.
All right. That's good. Thank you so much. Let's move to matters arising. As for the matters arising, the first thing on the item is just to highlight that our PDC, as we all know that we have already sent the flyer, started coming, and registration is ongoing. Right now, registration is ongoing. For members is 35,000, while for the non-members 45,000. Also student members 20,000. We just wanted to fast track it so that among ourselves now we can start to do it, and it will attract some kind of present for the first 40 people that have registered, so that we want to encourage how our members can quickly register as well as non-members, so as to be able to come up with it. So the registration is ongoing. So far, people have started registration very fast. And I want from the House to make sure that our members, we are the one that first setters, become the first setters. We start to register before even the non-members. It will encourage us to have that direction toward the PDC. And that's for that. And also the call for technical paper presentation abstract is still ongoing. I think today we are in the last 7 days left for anybody to submit his abstract. So on that one, we are still waiting for people. So far, I think we'll be able to know how many people have so far shown interest. That's on that. And also, we should know that our next knowledge sharing session on the 27th of this month is still upcoming. So we should prepare for that one by this November, God willing. And also there is a webinar coming up by December too. Internationally, we have a webinar which we slated by next month, December. So we should all take note. And also, I think we need to encourage ourselves very well, because as we all know, there is no way we'll get anything to do all the necessary things within the SSP administration. So by that renewal and also engaging so many new members, it will go a long way to assist this association. So it's very, very interesting, important that we arrive, make sure that we encourage members to register. Those that are non-members, you can see now we come up with second group in order to make sure that we accommodate each and every one of us who are active. And there are some that are still there on members on grace. They are there, but up to now we have been calling that let people just realize that this is a voluntary kind of service. So let us make it a sacrifice by trying to renew, so that you assist humanity. It's not all, that's why I always mention that it's not about me and you, it's about making the association to grow, so that the whole Nigerian will benefit from our educated activities, important activities. So on that note, that's why I always encourage us to make sure that we renew our, if it is what I wish, it should have been that we should all renew before the year ends, those that are under that renewal for the new members, we continue to look for people that can be able to register so that it will go in a long way to assist the association. That is for that. And also after that, I want all the committee chairmen to submit their committee report for this second quarter so that we can be able to send everything to global the way it's supposed to be. So please kindly before the month's end, let each and every one of us submit that the committee chairman to submit all their reports. So I think those one, I don't think if there is any other information I wanted to share with the members for now. So maybe we can, do we continue with the technical paper presentation or what do we do next?
President, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think we should, you've said a lot of key items, so maybe we should give opportunity for members to make one or two contributions and all that.
Okay. So it's open, the floor is open for all members to. Hello, my esteemed members. Okay.
Hello, can hear you. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Aisha Aliu. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good morning, President and all the executives and the professional members on the platform. I just want to ask, will there be any training at the PDC next year before the conference itself?
Okay.
I know there's normally a training maybe a day before the actual PDC conference. I need to know, will there be any conference then? Training then? Yeah. There is supposed to be a certification training sometimes. I know they did it in Lagos one time when we went for PDC, but I don't know if there will be any this next year.
Yes.
Thank you. That is just what I want to ask.
All right. Thank you. Any other person again? So I will just
President, you're very, I think you're far from your, maybe your device or something.
Okay.
Barely can hear you.
Let me just answer it. Exactly like now, we are so happy that this man came into this meeting, moved in Mr. Ashok Galapat, and BSSP, and he's talking about most of those training. So what we wanted to do now, initially we didn't program, we wanted to do the training separately, not under the PDC. We have even put it as our year plan, as part of our year plan. So we wanted to engage him, but yet now we can still go ahead to check on. We will engage with him to see how possible it will be so that we'll maintain that tempo by making it into our PDC. We'll see how it can come up with that one. We'll make that arrangement. In the event it couldn't, we will do it separately. We have the intention of sincerely making that certification training.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, maybe education. Can you just shed more light on this, Dr. Okandu? You and Mr. Sadiq, if it's there, please shed more light so that
they can hear.
I think Your Royal Highness, Sadiq is on the platform. He can shed more light.
Okay.
Your Highness, Sadiq. Right, Sadiq.
Chairman Education.
Okay. Right, Sadiq, are you on platform?
Okay. You can talk on if you have been.
Okay. On his behalf, I want to say that initially we did not plan to add training on the PDC. We wanted to do training before the PDC, but as it is now, we still have a window to add training to the PDC, like the president said. Two things: either we do it before the PDC or we add it to the PDC. The executive will sit and take that decision before we finally come up with something. I appreciate Hajia's input. So we'll get back to the members shortly after now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coordinator. By God willing, we'll come to that immediately after this meeting.
Thank you.
Get Dr. Galafat. Yes. Thank you. Okay. All right. I think there was nobody. So I think we can just give Engineer Green to continue the technical paper presentation. So go ahead, Engineer. Just wanted to make sure that we finish things at the right time so that we know so many challenges are there.
Yes.
Yeah.
President, I don't know, can I run?
Yeah, you go ahead now, we'll give you the platform.
Okay. Okay, let me see.
Okay. Where are the Lagos members? You know, this is your
This is our show. This is our show, and the Lagos members are not here. This is our show. The Lagos members are not here. Okay, I think, are you guys seeing my slides, gentlemen?
We need a virtual.
Yes, we are seeing your slide.
Please, Dr. Kandu and Nnamdi, please, my phone is open. In case this thing misbehave again, please give me a prompt when I'm talking. Okay, just some quick takeaway. I think I've talked about this quick takeaway. Can I move to the next one?
Yeah, you can. You can go ahead.
Okay, let's go to the main gist, and that is the framework of contractors, competent contractor. And I talked about the statutory requirement in which for you to do any business, you must register with corporate affairs. And in registering with the corporate affairs, you either determine whether what you want to do is a business name, it's a partnership, or it's a limited by guarantee or limited by shares. It's either a private or public. There are contractors, as I said earlier, that are public, quoted companies, and they are contractors. So you, for a contractor, the days of a general contractor, you see some contractors who say they are general contractor, forwarding and backwarding. There is nothing they cannot do. These days, nobody consider that. So if you eliminate, if you're not trying to evaluate a contractor to do your task or do a project for you, and the contractor comes up with, I'm a general contractor. Can you build a house? Yes. Can you build a road? Yes. Can you build a well? Yes. Can you drill a well? Can you dredge? Yes. Please run away from such people. Determine their skills and specialty. Are they oil and gas focused, or they are into civil constructions? a lot more. Everybody is commingled into the oil and gas. And if it's oil and gas, he has to bring his DPR permit, and also needs to have the Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board certification, registration. Well, if it is a core engineering firm, you must have to register with COREN. And if he's doing other activities like audit, there's nothing stopping a contractor from not registering with all these other bodies. But there's a lot of activity before these bodies should register you. They must have to evaluate your competency. You must have to show proof of previous job. So when you see that, that gives you a window to say, yes, if COREN should register this company, then invariably you must have done some minimum diligence. There are other services, but for now, what we want to look at for the benefit of this short period I have is the key performance indicators. For you to select a company or a contractor to do a task for you, you should look at his previous and related job. The previous or related job may not be specifically the task you want him to execute, but it should be related. A situation where all he had been doing is civil work, and the civil work is the brick and mortar limited. And if you want him to do another job that is not civil, then invariably he must have to demonstrate competency. Then you are looking at those projects he has done previously, and you ask the contractor, hello, there's a lot of interference. Please, will you mute your phone, your mic? Am I being heard?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay,
yes,
fine.
We unmute our mic. That's why. Okay, we can be heard.
Okay. So you look at when you get the contractor in trying to do the pre-qualification, and you're engaging the contractor to do a particular task or a particular job or project you want him to do, and he has given you evidences of previous jobs he has done. What you should ask from him or the contractor firm is, what are the project management actions they took in executing those jobs? What part did they play? And you now look out for the project-related factors. And I have talked about project-related factors. Beyond the project, the action time, what are the other factors? What are the other challenges they have in executing that task? That will give you an insight whether the person you want to nominate to do your task, whether he has the capacity, whether he has the competency, and whether he has all it takes to meet your expectations. Then you request for him on previous jobs he has done, project procedures. And if he says, sorry, he's feigning ignorance of that, then you have to be very careful, because there's no task you will execute that does not have a process, standard operating procedures. There's no task you will execute that does not have some level of guidance or a step-by-step approach on how to do that. Then you look at, on that contractors, his human resources. He's the MD of the contractor, like I said, might be a sociology graduate, but the rest of his team are project-related experts or specialists or competent. So you look at those project drivers. Sometimes the company may not have done big jobs previously, but the person that is the project driver has a lot of experience and has done a lot of jobs. So these are the things you look out for. Then the external environment and risk management. What tasks you want him to do? What season of the year do you want him to do that? What is the other factors? What are the security issues? Does the contractor has that capacity to manage that? Does he have a negotiation skill to manage if it is the rural areas? Then you now look at the equipment and tools. This is very key. A contractor who is brandishing that has been in business for 15 years and cannot give you an equipment inventory. You have to be wary of those contractors. This is what we call the Abuja contractors. Abuja contractors are those contractors, they have their portfolio, they only stay at Hilton, but they get all the big jobs and they sell them. So when he cannot demonstrate any domicile, any equipment inventory, or does not even have any collaboration with equipment leasing companies, then you have to be wary in taking your decision on that. For a contractor who said he is competent, on that task you want to give him, ask him for his supply chain management. The supply chain management means how he's going to get his materials, how he's going to work the logistics, where he's going to stage them, at what point is he going to determine his maximum, and at what point is he going to request for refill. Is the whole supply chain management you are going to ask him. And when you ask him, depending on how he's going to share the information with you, will guide you in your decision, especially when it comes to material and logistics. How is he going to move them to that point? Then another area is the financial capability and management. This is key. A contractor, probably you're giving a contractor a project worth 200 million naira, and the contractor cannot even give you a bank bond of 10 million naira, cannot even give you a bank bond of 50 million naira, then you have to be wary of that contractor. He's only waiting for you to bring in your money to execute the job. Then there's going to be a stop gap. For the water he drinks will be from the money you're going to give him. So you have to be very, there's no need taking a contractor who cannot give you any bank guarantee. At least give you a quarter of what you're giving, you know, what the value of the job as a bank guarantee. Another area that is very critical is selecting and managing your temporary workers. And I said, it depends on where the work environment. Is it going to be a local work environment, or do you plan to take the person to international, outside the local, that is outside country? Or you have somebody who has a crossbreed. He has a local experience and he has an international experience. Because every country has their own laws on skill sets. Then you now look at the statutory requirement if it is taking him outside. For instance, you're taking him from here to US to do a work at height. Does he have the requisite certification to do that? But in Nigeria, everybody works at height. And all the training that is being offered is on the site training. Then you now look at the skill certification that the temporary worker is having. If it's a welder, definitely you need to do what we call pre-qualification of the welders, where we give them material to weld and we look at the flux flow. Then if it is certain jobs that he needs to log in his hours of exposures, he has to present his skill log for verification. Then experience on the job and related tasks. Why do we say experience on the job and related tasks? He might be limited in his experience, and the job you want to give him require him to use some sophisticated equipment. And you are putting him in danger if he doesn't know how to use that. So these are some of the things that should run through your mind when you're selecting a contractor, when you're selecting a temporary staff to execute a task. And also testimonials. Testimonials are previous jobs he has done, certificates that they have given to him to say, yeah, you work from here, this is the job you did, and this is the task you did, these are the experiences you did, these are the equipment you handled. I will tell you here from experience, there's a lot of people who could operate an equipment onshore, but where you're taking them, the work environment is offshore. And when you take them offshore, they cannot operate the same equipment they are very efficient handling onshore. They cannot handle it offshore because there's a lot of varying factors, the weather, the wind directions, the sway. And some people have phobia for water. There are a lot more people who could be fantastic onshore scaffolders, but the moment you take them offshore, it's a different ball game. I've seen people throw up at heights. So these are the things you look out for in considering your temporary workers. Check their mindset and said, well, you have so much experience onshore. This task we have is offshore. Can you handle it? Do you have all these things? So you have a way of working that. Cultural influence. Cultural influence is very critical here because one, a lot of people hold strongly to their culture. For instance, we're approaching Christmas now, and there are some that are involved into cultural plays, and they need to be there. They are captain of their own work groups, and you want to keep him there. So I know that from the beginning, when we started the Bonny River Terminal and LNG was also doing their job, during December, the site shuts down by 15th of December, because most of the local workers are preparing for Christmas. The Christmas has a lot of cultural plays. A lot of them are direct participants in those cultural plays. So you cannot have somebody whom is supposed to do a task that you are looking for to complete by January 1st, and you are keeping him aside, and all his body and soul is outside that site. He will either kill himself or he'll kill everybody. So these are the things you need to look out for in nominating a temporary worker to do a task. Depends on where your task is. Because you need to look at what are the enablers, especially when it comes to cultural. Is the person a pastor? And he must be on the altar on Friday, on Sunday morning, and you're asking him to do a work? You have a problem. If it's an imam and he has to lead his prayer on Friday, then you have an issue. So these are if it's also a Sabbatarian and he has to be at the church on Saturday, and you want him to work, you have an issue. So you look at those things, and in trying to look at those things now, you now develop your risk management plan. Where now you now make say, okay, fine, on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you are not going to be around. Then you have a feeling. You have to identify those who can fill in those positions, if it is that he must be in that scale. Or you turn his work around. Or you now have him to have an extended hour if he must have to be there. Now, this is your decision matrix. Your decision matrix, like I said earlier, is you decide to be part of the integrated team in nominating, evaluating the competency of your contractor or temporary workers. You want to be part of it, or you want to take yourself out and you want to get a consultant to do that work for you because probably you don't have the time or you don't have the necessary skill to do that. Yes, your contractor now will determine what contractors, the consultant have to determine what contractor he has to use. For instance, now, if you give me an aviation job to do, I am not an aviator, but I need to get a consultant aviator who will do that job, and he will be able to select the right contractor that will do that job because that is his area of competency. And he will now say, okay, fine, the contractor will select the materials that he needed for those task or the or project, and the types of tools and equipment based on what inventory you have, based on the collaboration he will already have, or based on how he can get the equipment vendors. And is he going to, now the decision is there are certain jobs you will have, and there are certain recurring equipment and tools you have. Now you take a decision to say, do I buy, do I hire, or do I rent? So that's the decision you have to take. And that is why I call it a decision matrix. There's a lot of each of them. Then the labor. How do you work your labor? Do you take multi-talented people to do certain tasks? For instance, do you take a rigger, somebody who can do a rigging, or who can do, then how long does he have to rig? Or you take an equipment operator, but he has a rigging skill. So how many people do you really need to fit in the small space that you have? So now you take a decision on hiring people that are multi-talented, because most times they are not going to give you 8 hours of job. It could be that their job is only 2 hours out of the 8 hours. So you need to work out what other skills they have that can fit in to maximize their productivity. That is a critical area you have to take a decision on in evaluating the competency of a contractor and in selecting your temporary worker. The project plan is a critical area, because without a plan, if you don't plan, you will fail, because you're planning to fail. So the project plan is exactly how you need to develop your milestones, you need to develop your schedules, you need to develop your procedures. All of them are all part of your execution project plan. So you need to make sure that if you update it from time to time, what you started up with on week day 1 might not be what you end up with day 12. So you need to update that with changes. And that is a very critical decision that has to be made. Then how about the external factors? The external factors is exactly assuming you are working in a riverine area that you know that the water table is an issue, you need a pumping machine. But when the job has to move into the dry season, you may not necessarily need a pumping machine. So the question is, do you go ahead to buy a pumping machine or get a vendor to manage your water within that period? Critical decision. So these 8 points are the areas you need to weigh in determining, and you need to see how much your contractor whom you want to nominate for the job will provide you answers on the efficiency of all these factors. It will give you an idea. If you ask a contractor to run you through this, it will determine whether you should just be able to get the seed out of the shaft and say, yes, this contractor knows what he's doing. Yes, this contractor needs to be considered. Yes, this contractor has no business to work with me. Then on the same decision matrix, you now talk about to really get an underscore of how competent the contractor is. You request for his organizational structure on that project. Then out of that, it gives you the corporate and it gives you the project specific. This project specific is a key determinant, because if the contractor knows that job and how to execute it, in allocating his resources, he should be able to allocate resources that can actually execute the job and not pad it on those non-productive resource. So these are areas, these are some of the things. Well, I have a limited time, and I have nominated this as part 1. And I think these are some of the references we have to get. I nominated this as this part 1. This is a big thing that the limited time I have is not able to do a justice to it. So I have only highlighted key points. And there's a lot more interesting. It is a very interesting topic. And I think I can really dive into it and bring out more flesh. This is just what I call part 1 of it on a high level. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. And if there are questions, I'll be glad to provide some guidance.
Thank you so much. You have done it excellent, this presentation. Well done, sir. And I can see there are 2 people on the question. Mr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Akpabio, you can go ahead, lower your hand.
Okay, so thank you very much, and thank you, the presenter, for a very wonderful exposition on this particular topic. And I think the beauty of the monthly meeting is this knowledge sharing that we incorporate into it. But a few concerns that I have, maybe time did not allow you, but I need to bring out this concern. Now, the presentation talks about experience of the company or experience of those who are part of the organization for the particular job. And so, what happens to new contractors that are just venturing into business? That is one. The second one is talks about application of standard work at height, which is different from if the person is in Europe or is in America or that. But in Nigeria, what is the standard we are using? My experience is that whenever Julius Berger do work, they come with their own management system. And that's their own management system have a different description of work at height. And so they are using it within your business. So which of the standards would they use? And the third aspect of it, or the decision matrix. Well, I think for us as safety professionals, that you have a decision matrix that did not have HSC as part of it, at least expecting the person to submit his HSC management system and structure as part of the decision gives me a little concern. So I like to stop here so that I give other people the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You have asked very valid questions, and I thank you very much, because I will tell you that the first question is on getting a new contractors. My company, I have done over 25 years with Exxon. I have done over 10 years with NAFCON. So I have 35 years hands-on. And when I retired and I run with my company, what is giving me job is not the experience of the company. That is why I talked about the drivers. What is giving me job is me, my CV, because when I submit, it's my CV, it's one page. It's my CV defining jobs I have done, defining the areas I have done. And that is what is speaking for me. So my company this year may not have all the necessary past experience. But when they see the type of team I am working with and the exposures of that team, that is what is giving us jobs. That is why we are being pre-qualified, and that is why we are doing jobs. So when I read my CV out on jobs I have done, the value of the jobs I have done, the roles I played on those jobs, then what else do you do? The company itself is an entity. It's the people that is moving it. So for a newer company, that is why I said for newer company that are there, you need to have drivers. I identified that you need to have drivers in your organograms. And they will ask you, show us resumes of your work team. So you need to get the work team, and the resumes of those work team will speak for your company. Yes, your company is a new one. Yes, it does not have done. And again, I need to also caution, including jobs you have done for yourself, put it in there. Put pictures there. I have built houses for myself. I've done some other projects I have done for myself. I put it in there. And they are speaking for me. The second question you talked about on standards. The Ministry of Labor is trying to revive and get some standards in which they are giving trade tests. But the question is, the people who are issuing out those tests, how qualified, how satisfied are they? So that is why most companies are coming in with their own standard, like Julius Berger, like you said. ExxonMobil will come in with their standards to execute the job. So these are the things we use. So Nigeria itself is yet to come to terms that these are standards they need to work out and develop. So if you go to Ministry of Trade Test, Ministry of Federal Ministry of Labor, the trade test section, what you need to do is just pay them some money. They give you trade tests on this. They give you trade tests on that, either trade test 1, 2, or 3. But the person who is issuing that, how qualified is he to issue? Then the third question you talked about HSC. Now, let me also share with you, each on every part of this, like I said, I talked about highlight, each and every part of it, you are only looking for the HSC component of it. Is it the consultant? Is it the contractor? Is it on the materials? The moment he talks about his supply chain, you are looking at the HSS component of it. 2, again, there is no way, people are doctoring HSC. People are doctoring HSC. I know a company, I mean, I have been in that place, they doctor the HSC. Are you telling me that you have 5 million man-hour and you don't even have any incident? You don't even, you only say you have only 1 near miss. And I'm looking at the company and I've visited the company, and the moment I see it from the gate, I entered into that company, I'm seeing all that. But look at their statistical board, it's showing that. So I no longer look at that. I'm only looking at the other, all those small components, the HSC component of it that are in there. If you're talking about equipment, I'm telling you, give me your maintenance inventory, give me your maintenance log. From your maintenance log, I will harvest out the HSC component of it. When I look at your project plan, I will harvest out the HSC component of it. When I look at the training you provide, I will harvest out the HSC component of it. Each of those decisions has embedded HSC. Thank you. Can we address other thing? I think let me just take time and do that. But just to assure you that those 3 questions definitely are very good questions, and you do not have to just, okay, let us have a bucket for HSC. If you have a bucket for HSC, invariably you are begging for it. After addressing that bucket, then how can you fully address other buckets? Each of the bucket has a HSC component that you need to harvest out and address. All right. Which other question, which other person has a son? I think I have to.
Mr. George Olomi, before you raise your hand, I think that you have lower, maybe your question must have been answered among the one that Mr. Something has.
Yeah, engineer did justice to that. Actually, the first and the last questions were what I wanted to ask, like the new entrant and the way he addressed it. I am quite satisfied with that.
Okay, that is Dr. Cindy is around, has raised her hand. Is it okay? So you can go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for that expose, sir. It was quite enlightening. I don't know if I missed out on the answer because I lost a connection at a point. So I don't know if you answered my
Okay.
A question, but my question, from everything, that's the thing going on in the industry. You want to check the work done so far, the
okay, it's like has
can you write if she can write
the equipment level of the contractor,
okay,
and then
okay,
if you can write it on chat. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I can paraphrase it. Are you talking about the equipment inventory of the contractor?
Hello?
What happens to this contract? Has an MOU with companies that have already, that are established in the new venture.
Okay.
How does
fund? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Now let me. If you see what I'm talking about.
Hello, sir.
I'm talking about the inventory and collaboration. That is collaborations. Another name is partnership. For me, I'm using myself. For me, I have some equipment, but I don't have all the equipments. So what I have done is that I've entered into partnership with a lot of equipment vendors. And when I go for a bid, I take their equipment because already I have a partnership agreement with them and all that. But then as an emerging contractor, you should also start building your inventory. And that is why I talked about this when it comes to the decision making. If I have a job, I don't have a dewatering machine, but the moment I have a job that would require me dewatering machine, I am not going to lease it. I'm going to buy it outright. Because the watering machine, if I have to do job in Bonny, I need a dewatering machine all the time. In short, even without waiting for it, we have even identified the one we are going to buy. So like I said, you may not have all the equipment, but you should have some minimal equipment. You should have some tools yourself. And these days, because of technology, there are tools that has multi-functions. For instance, if you're able to acquire a payloader, for instance, a payloader, your payloader can do a forklift. If you acquire a Hayab, that is a self-loader, your self-loader, you take a 10-ton. If you have a 5-ton, you can upgrade it to 7-ton, 7.5 ton. And it can give you, it can function in small areas that a crane can function. So you start thinking innovatives that you can, each equipment you have that can function in several areas. If I have to crack a land and I have a payloader, all I need to do, I buy extra plugs. Those plugs are simple. So when it comes to excavations, the payloader does that job. When it comes to lifting, the payloader has the capacity. When it comes to breaking through the ground, I remove that bucket and replace it with a fork, and it will now break the ground. So you have to take that decision. That is part of your decision matrix. Which equipment you have and which props you have to fit into those areas. For instance, now if I have a job that needs lifting from certain height, I don't need to go and hire a crane because I have a 7-ton self-loader that has a given height. And that self-loader does trucking for me. It does other things for me. All I need to do, remove the back buckets. So these are things you should have. So with only 2 equipment, you can do a lot of tasks. So these are decisions you need to take. And you need to get that collaboration. The partnership I talked about is key because there are certain jobs that you would not have to. And that job could be only job that lasts only for 3 hours or 3 days. You don't need to hire them. You don't need to buy them. So you just use your collaboration to bring it in and solve it and work. That is it. Thank you. It's a big topic, but I have little time to really dive into it.
I understand. You have done it a great work. Sincerely, we appreciate you. I had wanted because of time constraint, I could have asked Delegate 2 to make a comment. Delegate 1. Delegate 1, if you can make a brief just comment on this presentation. Are you there, Mr. James? Okay. Wanted to appreciate. Can go ahead and make the certificate presentation for this wonderful technical paper presentation. It was done by our own. We are proud of you, and the presentation was so excellent. It's just a matter of time constraint that we are facing. Otherwise, you have seen so many questions. I even have a question which I preserve later because of time. Thank you. So if Mr. James is not around, let's the presentation of certificate be done. Hello, Mr. James. So I think maybe before we close, certificate will be presented. Before then, I think if any other issues if that is known before they come off online to present the certificate, I would like to draw our attention to the issue that one of us, I mean, 3 lost their loved ones. To inform all, I believe our past immediate lost her loved one, and that's why she could not even attend the meeting.
Oh my God.
So you can reach her out and condole with her. We are already as a association, we have a right to them for a condolence. And also Mr. Herbert, past President Herbert Nwaka, also lost his father, loved one.
Hey.
Oh, honestly, and so you can reach him out and condole with him. The third person is our member here. He's a manager in Kaduna Refinery. The name of Iliasu. I think it was day before yesterday. He lost his vision after this meeting. For those that knows him, we call RSF Refinery Superintendents in Kaduna Refinery. He recently joined the association, not too long. May their soul rest in peace.
Oh no.
Yeah, and also another information is that the student members of WARI PTI are having their handover inaugural today. So I asked our chairman nomination and Mr. Napodia as represent the chapter so that they should not be left unattended. They just made the program that coincide with the meeting. So I reasoned with them that it is unknown to them that the organizers from the school that made them to put it around 11 today. So, but we are heavily represented for that. I think those are the information I wanted to share. And we, SSP has just give them a tip of donation so that they can be able to make things easy for them a little can afford to give out. And those are the information I wanted to share.
SSP award. SSP award.
Oh yeah, we should rejoin with all of us as we were able to get an award by AfriSafe. We really appreciate the AfriSafe for awarding 2 of our members and also awarded the association itself by giving us an award. The ceremony took place in Lagos on Friday, 12th of this month. And the award has, we asked, the ASSP asked Mr. Nakodia to represent us because so many activities I could not be able to attend as the president, and even
Secretary represented. Secretary.
No, secretary is not there. No, he was there, but he represented the company at that time. So it's Mr. Nakodia that was represent the association at that time, and he was our D2 at that time, and also Madam Messi. So we share soon after this and later when Madam Messi come back, we share the award to our platform for all of us to see. And we appreciate, and the organizers are part of us too. We have Mr. Dapo is one of our member. He's part of the organizer. We really appreciate them and all. So I think if the secretary around for the certificate presentation, Mr. James. Hello? Okay. Somebody said I will put their name then. Oh, okay, sorry, maybe I will kindly, or you can chat me off so that I wanted to, because once we post it on our website now, on our platform, it will be a condolence platform that somebody sent a message to. Okay. Hello. Please, where is the secretary? It's not around. Mr. James, it's like he said Mr. James should handle that if I hear him before he lost the contact. Okay. So I think the absence of anything. Is there any other things from you members?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Still Dr. Cynthia speaking. I also want to say that although I'm quite new with us here, but I'm also among your members that got the AfriSafe Professional of the Year award.
Yes, that's wonderful. I learned that there are many, sincerely, apology, it's because we didn't know that many you should have shared it with us also that we rejoice together. It's an apology, it's an oversight. There are many that said that they were there. Some represent their company, just like when he was calling the secretary, I know he told me that he would represent his company. So that's why we have been looking for how somebody should have represented the association, because I was locked off at that time, was not being able to lock off in the sense that I was on my duty, so I can't be able to attend at that time. And my other executive there are some that had even registered, but they could not attend. So that's how it comes off that way. Yeah, congratulations as well.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. So I think there is no much, but I've been waiting to see how that certificate should be brought on so that we present it to the presenter.
Okay. Mr. President, sir.
Yes.
I think we will have to congratulate. We will congratulate Engineer Green and promise him that the certificate will be sent to his mail for a job well done. That is just my opinion.
Since we lost the secretary, we could not get him. So, Engineer Green, you just bear with us for this inconvenience that we could not be able to present it.
No worry. It is not the certificate, it's just that the knowledge shared.
Yes, your professionalism has really indicated that you are worthy of praise. We appreciate you so much, and we look towards having you many.
Just begin. Hello. A minute to present it.
All right, thank you. Thank God that he's back now. That's why I wanted it to be live. So you can go ahead, Sec. Make presentation.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
It's you, yeah, we are waiting for.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You are the one we are waiting for.
Yes, Mr. Chris.
Okay.
Mr. Green, stop sharing, please. Stop sharing your screen. Stop sharing so I can present something.
Okay, Mr. Green. You can remove the slide. Hello?
Have I taken it out?
Okay, let's
Yes,
see.
you have.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, you have. Mr. Victor, we are waiting for you. He has removed the slide.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We are waiting for you.
Okay, sir. So just a minute. I'm trying to. I'm actually on the road. That's the only way I can get this. I have to step out from the confine.
Easy. You can unmute your mic. Dr. Cindy.
President, can I say something, if you don't mind? I mean, Dr. Okandu made a suggestion, and I know Engineer Green is not new to our procedure and the things we do. He did present the last time to some persons, and he has accepted this. So if the secretary is having difficulties to do this, being on the road, I believe Green has already accepted it in lieu, and we just go with that.
Okay, it's up now.
This is the previous one, oh. This is the previous one. Forget it. Let's.
Oh, this is not. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Please.
I'm having difficulty. Okay, so please, I'm having difficulties. So just maybe we'll send it to you, Mr. Grace.
Yes. Don't bother about it. I'm fine. We are all from one family. I'm fine. I'm not going anywhere.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I think any AOB? On AOB, is there anything? Okay, so I think in the absence of anything, I think we are good to. Well, on behalf of SSPNC, I want to appreciate each and every one of us here who make it this time to attend this virtual meeting, which was initially organized to be physical in Lagos. And we want to appreciate the Lagos guys, even when we could not be able to make it physical. We appreciate you for each and every one of us. And we look toward making effort to actualize all the discussion that has been discussed here today. Let's make it fruitful and actively let us energize ourselves into action to make sure that we come up with our registration like we requested, with all the renewals, engage others to come in and join, and so many things. I really appreciate you all. And also for our next bi-monthly meeting will be in next year, January 15th. And that one should be in Akwa Ibom in Ike. So we pray that God will make us to see time next year, scale fruits all the way. Let's go. Ajome. Hello? That is 2022 for the meeting. Am I being heard or am I locked up? Hello?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So let's call the motion for adjournment. Hello?
Okay, Mr. President, this is George Olomi speaking. If there are no more things, because we keep waiting for people to do that, I'm moving for adjournment. Can someone return us, please?
Mr. President, Akpabio Essien, second that motion for adjournment.
Okay. Mr. Who? Okay.
Akpabio Essien.
Okay, Mr. Akpabio.
Yeah.
Seconded by
Mr. George moved the motion, seconded by Mr. Akpabio.
Okay, I didn't hear them. Oh, that's all right. So that note, I want to appreciate each and every one of us, and God make us to see next year in good health and well-being. I want to appreciate each and every one of us, and I pray that God will make us to reach our various destinations, even when some of us are at home, and we wish you safe stay home and happy weekend. And God made us to meet again, I will say goodbye and stay safe. But I wanted to have a group photograph, but I don't know if the secretary could make it so that we can do it sharply and find our way. Can we make it, Sec?
Okay.
Is it possible?
Yes, we can.
Yeah?
Everybody unmute their video.
Okay, so let's unmute.
We still have people who have not unmuted. Engineer Green, okay. Okay. All right.
Dr. Okandu, many of them have not unmuted.
My president, you are inside limousine, are you?
Treasurer. Treasurer. Treasurer.
He's answering you.
Okay. Hello.
Dr. Okandu, my president, I said you are inside limousine.
Okay, President, we are done. It's okay, sir. We are done.
So we appreciate each and everyone. Thank you, and God bless all.
Thank you. Wonderful
appreciate-
presentation.
Thank
Madam,
you. Thank you. Good presentations on the contractors.
Happy weekend.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice weekend.
Happy
Thank
weekend,
you,
everyone.
everyone.
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend and have a great day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Repa, good to see
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
My PP, Oga Harry.
Thank you.
Well done, Prince Olu.
Engineer Olaolu, Orikoku, I can
Well
cite you.
Thank you.
Well done. Yes. Well done, Chinedu.
Yes, so thank you, sir.
Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Mr. James, is Mr. James around?
I'm around, though.
Well done. Oh. Your network too was somehow. I've been trying you exactly.
My network, no, it was not somehow, but I left my phone. I was doing some other things. I never knew people were calling me.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I wanted to say that you make some comment when Engineer Green finishes presentations, but you couldn't reach me.
Okay.
Well done.
I have a better to attend, so I was trying to dress.
Honestly, it's not easy. So thank God now we will just go and do other things. Yeah.
All right.
Well done.
What I heard you said, what happened to Mrs. Irefo?
You know, she has one of her aunties is her guardian, a lady died.
Ah.
So the burial, she died long ago, but it's the burial now that took place. So that's why she was there. She couldn't attend this meeting.
Okay, okay.
Because earlier than that time, she's told me that because of that, she won't be able to attend, even if it is physical at that time. So
okay, all right.
Yeah, so we just can reach her and condole with that. That's all.
All right.
Yeah, so that we don't want to put it on the platform, it will become somehow. So that's
yeah.
It's all right, sir.
All right.
All right, thank you. Sec, thank you very much. God bless.
All right.
All right.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, well done. We appreciate it.
Sir, you're driving and you're making video call. It's against safety procedures.
No, it's I'm not the one driving. I'm not the one driving. I'm not the one on the wheel.
It's all right.
Thank you. Thank you for caring for me. You get one thing where you never see do. You get one thing where you never see do. You get what to hear.